Can't fuck my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Can't fuck my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process, and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I work in finance, God bless. No, this not by chance. Don't dab me, you're not my man. Don't at me, you're not my man. Mama said don't buy it if you cannot buy it twice. I cop by the tools and I don't pump fake with the price. Always on the grind, I put in work with all my might. I know that he got me, not by sight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like vanish, I slide out landish. V12 jeans, black like Batman. Fit 4 days, that's for sure though. Grinding from the grip, no shame, take a photo. Time to take a trip, we had north to the border. Say you feeling up, I'm my favorite type of hoarder. I got kids to feed, I got enemies, I got guys to give, so they envy me. Got some friends out in Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some autumn leaves. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like vanish, I slide out landish. V12 jeans, all black like Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like vanish, I slide out landish. V12 jeans, all black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like. That money clip us now, the new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa, 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 I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, Finnish friends on my face, looking like I'm from the D. These no Cartiers, pockets deep, 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 bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you, I'm doing me, bro. Making noise, use a beat, bro. Whoa, whoa. I press the button and the doors go off like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Neighborhood on the scene, neighborhood on the strip, neighborhood be the name, neighborhood no crib, neighborhood that's me, neighborhood that's Nick, neighborhood do the dance, neighborhood do the deal. Okay, thought I'd never make it like no way. I'm the real deal, no role play. My days off, that's no days. No, I hustle hard, young rose. E be the shooter, that's cold case. Those on the deals, that's rose. Got no pay, yo, no say. Okay, this the news, tell them read it. Been the one since the fetus. Don't sleep on me, Tempur-Pedic. That's a no, no, no. Spending dope for no reason. Got a ball head, Mr. Cleaner. Heard the big bags overseas, then we gon' go, go, go. Whoa, I press the button and the doors go off like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I press the button and the doors go off like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna blow up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh no, they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred, buy you with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ay, winning like I ought to. I ain't wanna do it but I got to. Smoking what my doctor told me not to. Got these bitches and they was hot too. Ballin' like I need to. Got my exes wishing for a redo. Smell the marijuana when I speed through. Hit her with the tip, that's a preview. Hold up, wait up. Get your weight up. Shit, get your money, not your hate up. But draw a play up. I flip my wrist, a layup. She wanna lay up. I gotta get it, I'ma stay up. I'm all the way up. I got my pay up. I ain't playing with you. I'm a coach now. Commentating, do the most now. I be somewhere booted with my toes down. Make little baby tooted with her nose down. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy. Fill in my pocket with legal tender, cost me to be the winner. Fly out before I can see the winner. No more TV dinners. Wake up and roll me a wood in the morning. I heard it go good with the vitamin C. Baby, you don't need no friend for this evening. Believe me, you better all ride with me. Slide to the loo in my leisure, but still had to cop me a crib right outside of the D. I let them think what they want, cause I got bundles of bread, it ain't bothering me. I've been up late in the lab just in case you was looking, that's where I'ma probably be. Make sure you thought about all of that you saying before you done brought it to me. Brought all my salt to the masses. As soon as I dropped out of classes, I knew it was over. Lately I feel like I'm cashless in poverty. Made me a savage, just weight on my shoulder. Told my little baby the waiting is over. I showed her I'm really the man. All of these rappers be trying to send me they songs, I just told them to send me a band. All of my gon' turn up the function. I'm hitting the stage with that Henny in hand. Boy, you ain't popping until you can fly out the country. I met on my city demands. I do not rock with authority morally. None of them be coming correct. Watch how you treating the one at the bottom. Tomorrow he might just be coming to connect. I know that well what I know. I can't speak what I don't. I don't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. Know that well what I know. I don't speak what I don't. I can't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. I can't fight, I'm over that. That just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that. Don't do that, you know the deal. I can't fight, I'm over that. That just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that. Don't do that, you know the drill. Ay, fill in my pocket with legal tender, cost me to be the winner. Shining so hard they gon' see me enter. No more TV dinners. All that I know is I know what I know, and I gotta go learn what I don't. I do recall how them that treated me. Wish I could say that it healed, but I won't. I've been up middle of night, got a new riddle to write. That's the life of an artist. Girl, you too pretty to fight. Let's just be civil tonight. I'ma love you regardless. All of this love in the air. What are you not breathing or something? What's up? Be tripping on power, talking to me like I need them or something. That's tough, tougher than you could imagine. Seem like my usual fashion is never to worry. Ain't got the time to be wasting, but I cannot honestly tell you it's better to hurry. Hurting your feelings if ever you think that I'm giving up. Just give it some time. Don't even give them attention. If ever I feel their intention is different from mine, I do whatever I wanna, and most of them only gon' do what they fit in a break. Popping too much for the populous area. Roll me a blunt and go sit by the lake. Living my life in the moment. The power is present, and present is all that we got. None of these ain't telling me nothing. The moment they hear it, it's already hot. I know that well what I know. I can't speak what I don't. I don't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. Know that well what I know. I don't speak what I don't. I can't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. I can't fight, I'm over that. That just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that. Don't do that, you know the deal. I can't fight, I'm over that. That just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that. Don't do that, you know the drill.
I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board, but like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque no entiendo, mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood, I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside, make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old game, ain't nothing really changed but the mileage on the meter. The beamer. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo, mi gente must really need Jesus. He said real blood, I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy.
Check out one of our sponsors, AFJC.
I'm trying to touch the States this time. 2021. Gotta show him I can still rap though.
I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it was the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back, like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my friendly way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me.
What's good, fam? What's good, outlaws? How are you doing today? This is a beautiful day. If you don't know my name is LaRon Josie J. I think I'm gonna come up with a nickname or something, man. You know, we'll see. We'll see. And also I'm thinking about changing the name of the whole setup, the whole channel. So I might do like a focus group, get some votes to see what or name the channel and kind of go a different direction. But anyway, what's good with you guys, man? Hold on one second. There we go. There we go. Feeling good today, man. Out here. Did y'all watch the NBA yesterday? I didn't get a chance to watch the NBA yesterday. I was actually running errands, doing a couple things, and then my wife and I, we worked out together. Happy about the journey that I'm on. I lost 14 pounds since I started this weight loss journey. And one of the things I want to talk about is change. Change. I decided, I've been, not treating my body well, just eating what I want, drinking, doing all types of stuff, abusing the body. And at one point, I think I told you guys, but I went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago. I went to Pittsburgh, and I had to take pictures. See, I was avoiding taking pictures because I didn't want to face reality that I gained some weight. And when I took the pictures, I didn't like what I saw. So I made some changes, which is good. I've actually been fasting. Anybody in the comment, have you ever fasted before for a period of time? But I kind of doing the keto diet, ketogenic, if that's what you call it. And it's been working well for me. It's been working well. 14 days. I don't eat until about 3:30ish. But let me see. I do about 19. I fast for about 19, 20 hours a day, and I use this window. Shout out to my one buddy who told me about this, and hey, everything was going well, man. My blood pressure went down, so it's good. But it's enough about me. I'm on here for the bull crap, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's enough about me. I want to talk about change. Change. Now, for the people who on Facebook, I'm going to end this broadcast about right now. Um, Streets gotta eat. If you want to check me out, go on my YouTube page, Jody Sports Nation, and check me out there. Yes. So I'm going to remove that right there. There we go. Remove you from Facebook. If you want to check me out again, come on YouTube. Thank you. All right. So anyway, let's get to it. I want to talk about change here, and change is big. Change is big. Sometimes it's a scary thing when it comes to change. Now, I just talked about recently. I had to change my diet. I had to change my lifestyle. Uh, not nothing major, but I like to do things so I won't have to do it later. I don't want to be forced to do something. That's one thing about me. Do not want to be forced to do anything I don't want to do. So sometimes I have to voluntarily do stuff ahead of time so I won't have to deal with it. It's like you pay now, you play later, you play now, you what? Pay later. Yes. Um, but you got to change. You know, we talking about. I'm gonna talk about Tekashi today. His brother won't change. I mean, I guess what he's doing is working, and you have to think about like this: should you change if something is working? Should you change if something is not working? See, a lot of people want things to change, but they don't want to change. Takashi, there's something he's doing that's working. You know, I feel like he's putting his life in danger. I feel like he's putting Takashi is putting his life in danger. You have to learn from the past. The past history repeats itself, and we in hip hop, which I would not consider his music hip hop. I wouldn't consider that. But you know, we have to look at history and what happened, and we have to change it. Now, apparently, Tekashi has a lot of money because he's paying for a lot of security. You know, he's an artist. I don't know where he's getting his money from. I don't know. I don't know. I know he was hot for a minute. I don't know where Tekashi's getting his money from, but he is getting security to protect him. Now, when I talk about this, I want to talk about change. Change is hard for people to do, right? Now, when it comes to Tekashi, I just did some research, and if you know a little bit more than I do, because I'm not up to speed with the music these days, because I don't really care for it too much. But it's not my thing. I'm not going to judge it like I used to. But Takashi came out of nowhere. Now, sometimes I wonder is he really the feds? You know, you look in history. There was always a time where there was a somebody who worked for the feds. You know, there was a time when Martin Luther King got killed, and there was people infiltrating and getting information from him. And I remember with they found out once they were coming after the great Martin Luther King that they found out he was cheating on his wife. Somebody in his camp had to tell. Then you had Malcolm X. With Malcolm X, there was two black guys that actually murdered him from New Jersey, and there had to be somebody in this behind the scenes figuring this out, telling the feds the information. So I'm like, if this guy is still living, I don't wish any harm on anybody, but if Takashi is still living, How's he not the feds? He did all this crime in front of the TV. And I do know there's hip hop police. I remember I was in college, years, eons ago, and I did a research paper about hip hop police. And there are hip hop police. There are people around it because hip hop is one of the most dangerous professions that you can have. So I do know that. So I'm wondering, like, how can he come out here, say he's a blood, and then all of a sudden he goes to jail, comes out, snitched on a whole crew, gangster crew, and he's out here living his life. Wow. And he's not backing down. So I wonder if he's, because I think this one guy, I'm not going to say his name, he's a YouTuber, very successful, and he says he tells on people. So I wonder, and I remember in watching this YouTuber, he's a YouTuber now, but he was in the New York scenes. He's half and half, so he's not for, I don't think he's for the black people. I think he's more European, if you will. Nothing wrong with that. But he always picked fights with these big time rappers. Like he picked a fight with Jay-Z. He picked a fight with a bunch of them. I can name a bunch of them. And he would challenge them. So I wonder if he was the feds. Because why would you feel so comfortable with doing that? So that's why I look at Takashi that way. You know, now I believe I'm not for the streets codes when it comes to not telling on someone because in my opinion, I feel like if 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 you're living in a community, the gangsters is bullying the community, they're extorting them, and I think you should tell because if you don't go with what the gangsters are saying, you're pretty much screwed. Your kid's going to end up being locked up, or because they're trying to become a gang member. Then you're going to have um, the women in your family messing with these gang members, or maybe they even get assaulted. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's what I believe. And when it comes down to that, Takashi has to be working with the feds. Simple as that. Now, the whole situation, because I had to research a little bit, and the whole situation was that Takashi had beef with Lil Durk, and I'm gonna play a clip of something. I may play a clip or may not, but Takashi had a little beef with Young Durk, Lil Durk, and Lil Durk is from Chicago. Now, anybody know in the comments if is he with the I think the group is called Zoom Posse. What is it? It's a gang down in Miami. Let me see. I don't know if he's associated with or not. Let me pull it up real quick here. Zoe Pound. That's what it is. But anyway, so Takashi went to Chicago after Little Durk's buddy was killed. And anybody knows Chicago is the most dangerous place to be. Now, there's a lot of dangerous places in every state. I'm not going to say that, but Chicago, they have a lot of bodies. Like it's being ignored by the left, if you will, of how many people are getting killed there, Baltimore, etc., Miami, different places like that. And Takashi went over there to Chicago and put flowers down where the guy got killed. And ever since then, him and Lil Durk had beef. Now, King Von is part of Chicago as well, the culture, and so he started coming after Takashi. Right now, Takashi was going off on all these people, but he has security, so that's what I'm saying. I wonder if he's backed by the feds. Because why aren't you being touched? How you have all this resources to have security is expensive every day, and he's starting these beefs, and it's all seemed to me like it's a game because you have him, um, DJ Academics is together, and then you have uh, what's his name? Big boy, Whack 100. It's all like infiltrated, man. And Whack 100 is involved with all this stuff. He's always meeting with Takashi on interviews because he's trying to get his YouTube presence bigger. And what's the I forgot what the little thing everybody's on right now. Um, I forgot what it's called, but he's have a presence now, and people starting to like him. He's starting to instead of being in the background, he wanted to be up the front. So he's coming after everybody. I'm talking about Whack 100. Whack 100 claims he's a gang member from California. So this is what I'm saying. All this seems like is looped around connection. So many connections. Like you got Whack 100 acting like Takashi. He's sitting there talking about um dead rappers like Nipsey, saying he got a tape about him. He said he got a tape with him and his wife, or his not his wife, his girlfriend, SEX tape. He said he has tapes on Kim Kardashian. Like he got all these tapes. He's going after Jay Prince. What is going on here? Apparently, he's extorting Kanye West, Whack 100, and Whack is just making money around these, just extorting people. It's interesting. And so, um, now I'm gonna pull up this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this thing up real quick and go through it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Oh man, let's go here. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right, Brandon Marshall. So Brandon Marshall on his show got into the mix as well. So Brandon Marshall shares insults, DMs from 6ix9ine. So usually 6ix9ine is one sharing receipts and posting heavily across social media platforms. But this time someone beat him to it. Ex NFL player Brandon Marshall shares private messages sending it to the New York rapper. Now, my opinion, I think 6ix9ine is the elevated version of 50 Cent. 50 Cent used to deal with him too until he started snitching. 50 Cent backed off. So the reason 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, slid into the former wide receiver's DM is because of a recent YouTube video. Marshall hosts his own podcast. Shout out to I Am Athlete. In the series, he all along with other former football players. I think LaShawn McCray was on there. I think his name McCoy. Sean McCoy was on there. Discuss things going on in society and in the world of sports. Now, according to this article, in one of these most recent videos, they featured Steve Will Do It. Now, I don't know who that is, but I think he's a very successful YouTuber known for participating in challenge videos. Now, Steve was brought on to talk about his involvement with helping 6ix9ine. And they basically faked they pulled up on this Little Dirk lookalike. Now, like I said, Little Dirk is beefing with 6ix9ine. And this is dangerous because a lot of people don't want to deal with 6ix9ine, and that's why YouTubers have to watch this stuff because you get yourself into some jam that you can't get out of. Like he just a regular white dude who got a YouTube page doing well. Then you have these lookalikes, who trying to make money, and you put yourself in a bad situation because Little Dirk got enemies. And first off, why would you look like somebody who has enemies in the first place? That's stupid, don't you think? You can get killed for something that person does. Trying to make some money. So after admitting that what he did was a mistake, LaShawn McCoy, a guest host on the show, told Steve, hold up his fist, confused. The YouTuber did it Anyway, but begged to know the meaning after laughing for a while. The crew let him know that he was representing Black Power. Now they were mocking him on this show, right? Having fun. Now, this didn't fly over well by the rapper, and he let it be known, addressing Brandon and LaShawn, and he wrote, "Suck my whole blah 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 blah," which I'm not going to say. Steven didn't even know y'all was belittling him and laughing at him. Now with him, but I peeped. He continued to fire at the athletes by saying, "This is why you are where you are now, holding on to something you will never have again in your career. You just another blah 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 who played in the league." So Marshall shared it with his people. So this is what's going on. I'm not going to read that on here, because of the algorithms, but this is the issue. Now, I'm going to play a clip from what Steve Will Do It said, all right? And this is why you can't get into certain beef trying to go viral. No, I don't think he had any. I don't think he knew about it. Well, at least him. I don't know if he. I think he knew about it. I don't think he knew it was going to blow up like that. But I think that the lookalike didn't know this was going to happen. He thought he was just going to meet the YouTuber. He didn't even know, and I believe him. He didn't know that Tekashi was there, so it was all set up. Let me see if I can pull that up. One moment. All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go.
One of my trainers, he live in, I won't say where he lives. They don't know. So the next step and the best step is to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you thought about
Yeah.
apologizing to Perkio for putting himself putting him in that situation, or you being associated with him being in a situation where he could possibly face similar death threats as you?
Yeah, well, I reached out to him if he wanted to actually do something again, and I wanted to say sorry and do something nice for him, because that wasn't, I keep saying, but it wasn't my intention to ever make him feel bad. But yeah, I would love to say sorry for Perkio, because at first I posted a video. I was kind of mad at Perkio because he posted saying that I messaged him to do a collab, and that he didn't know 6ix9ine was there. And in my head is like, he's fucking lying. Like, what the fuck? But then it turns out maybe he's not really lying, because to him, somebody was messaging him representing me, like Danny or his friend. So yeah, I would like to apologize with them, and I honestly, I would like to actually do a YouTube video with them,
You
like a
damn
real one.
YouTube. We think like we old school. What about just go on your ID yourself and say I'm sorry? Like
Right.
he talking about
Ain't nothing
you
wrong with
still
saying
trying to go
sorry.
viral.
I already apologized to him on Instagram.
Oh,
He's
you
not
did? Okay.
responding to me.
That's nice.
Yeah. I said I typed that. I typed out everything. So I would never want to make him feel any type of way. But
Right.
I apologized to him right away. A bunch of messages.
And use this as like a learning tool, right? We all have had issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just learn from.
Well, I don't blame him for not trying to see none of these people in person. Stay behind that camera, because you don't know what you're dealing with. When you're dealing with gangs and streets, codes, and different things like that, stay out of it. Stay out of it. And it just seems right here from what the information I'm hearing right now, that 6ix9ine is tricking people, and it's interesting.
Learn from it. It's not the end of the world. I'm
Right.
just
Yeah.
thinking for your safety, for your business. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're aware of what's going on. That's all. And just use this as a learning tool to move on.
So, hey, listen,
No,
I'm gonna
for
put
sure.
and I'm gonna push the conversation forward, bro. Omar Kelly, how old are you?
I am 44 years old.
I don't discuss my
So
age.
you got Omar Kelly. He's 44 years of age. Are you familiar with I Am Athlete, our podcast?
You didn't know who I was. I was in Florida.
That's what you know. That
Come
that's
on,
what I'm
man.
saying. Don't make those excuses, bro.
Yeah.
You tripping?
I'm not
Stop.
making excuses. I'm just saying, like,
You back up
like
a little bit.
what the fuck? But then it turns out maybe he's not really lying, because to him,
And I think it's important for us to be respectful to other people. So you need to learn.
Yeah.
You need to educate yourself. It's not our responsibility to educate.
Where you said you made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, especially 23. We all make mistakes when we're 23 years old. Trust me, I made tons of them. How do you fix it though? How do you make it right?
well, but not in that area. Like, I'm not like.
So this is
That's
my
not
thing.
my-
Hold on. So this is pretty much the bulk of it for me. So for 8 years now, I had an opportunity to be on Inside the NFL on Showtime. I was on FS1 doing linear television. And when I was still an active athlete, I played 13 years in the NFL, Steve. And right before I retired, FS1 reached out to my agent. And they were like, is he going to cut his hair? Right? Like, we love Brandon. We want Brandon. But is he going to cut his hair? So when I say that, what comes to mind for you when I say that before I move on?
Wait, they're asking if I'm confused on why they would ask you that question.
Take another smoke, Steve. You know what I mean? Just relax.
So basically what I'm saying is, Steve, is that our culture is not accepted in a lot of places. So now.
And print.
Yeah, so I don't know. So they're grilling him. It's funny that well, I'm not gonna say that. Let me see here.
You know what? I'll go on YouTube. I'll go on Sirius XM where I'm not muzzled, where I'm accepted fully, unapologetically. So for me, we're in this moment right now where we can now write our own stories, tell our own stories the way we want to. Really feel comfortable wearing dreads on TV.
I would cut him off.
I never really liked Brandon Marshall on this show. Not as a person either, even though we grew up in the same place. There's something about Brandon, and it came out when he was saying that he has basically a mental disorder, and he's like a real aggressive dude. And I think that's one of the reasons why they broke up. Channing and Fred Taylor, and they say it's business wise, but I mean, it's something about him, man. I remember when he went after Tyson, I thought that was it was very uncomfortable for me, for you to sit there and try to go after a 55-year-old former boxer and challenge him because you're drunk. There was reports. Well, I'm not going to talk about his life, but it's just something about him being aggressive or whatever. But it seems like a decent interview. I'm going to listen to it another time. But Steve will do it. Basically tried to go viral, and I don't know if he had anything to do with it. He said he didn't.
Him off.
Right. There you go.
Honestly,
Talked about the Black experience, right? So
to actually do something
I don't like the direction that Brandon's going on this thing. He's talking about black power, black this. You need to understand us and all this other stuff. But what did that have to do with the situation at hand? It doesn't have to do with black people. It has to do with gang culture. You know what I mean? Chicago has a gang culture. Uh, every state, every state in America, every country, they have some type of gang culture, and this is what the problem is. It's about the gang culture. Now, when Takashi actually put that information out, did what he did and extorted this little boy who tried to personate young Dirk. That's the issue. But see, right now people can't get to young Takashi because he has a lot of security, around him. Now, someone almost touched him. I think they smacked him a couple days ago. He was actually doing a event in Miami trying to get the bag because you got to pay for that security. One of them securities let him get smacked. Now I wonder if he's going to fire that person, but I think it was one of the Haitian gangs down there, the Zoo Pound. I think, don't quote me on it, but that's what I heard. You know, but there ain't too many people going to risk it all to try to get Takashi, right? Much as people talk about snitching and all that, and they think he's working for the feds. That's why he probably not being touched. But if you touch him when he got that big security, you got another thing coming. Because you got to get lumped up. There ain't too many people crazy enough to do that. See, when people shooting each other, they shoot and run. They ain't trying to get touched. And that's the part. One of the biggest problems that we have. So now Steve will do it is trying to denounce Tekashi because he is getting death threats now. If you mess with that culture in Chicago, it's a problem. But that's why I say I think they're all working with the feds, man. Why is Whack 100 get to talk like he is? He's just testing everybody. He's testing the Crips. He's testing Jay Prince in Texas. You get what I'm saying? Like he's walking around like nothing. So when things happen like that, you got to wonder who they're working for.
Again, and I wanted to say sorry and do something nice for him because that wasn't. I keep saying it, but it wasn't my intention to ever make him feel bad. But yeah, I would love to say sorry for Perkio because at first I posted a video. I was kind of mad at Perkio because he posted saying that I messaged him to do a collab and that he didn't know 6ix9ine was there. And in my head is like, he's fucking lying. Like, what the fuck? But then it turns out maybe he's not really lying because to him, somebody was messaging him representing me, like Danny or his friend. So yeah, I would like to apologize with them. And I honestly, I would like to actually do a YouTube video with them, like a real one.
YouTube, we think like we old school. What about just go on your IG yourself and say I'm sorry? Like he talking about you still trying to go viral.
I already apologized to him on Instagram.
Oh, you did?
Responding to me.
That's nice.
Yeah. I said I typed that. I typed out everything. So I would never want to make him feel any type of way. But I apologized to him right away. A bunch of messages.
And use this as like a learning tool, right? We all have had issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just learn from it. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
I'm just thinking for your safety, for your business. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're aware of what's going on. That's all. And just use this as a learning tool to move on.
So, hey, listen.
No,
I'm gonna
sure.
And I'm gonna push the conversation forward, bro. Omar Kelly, how old are you?
I am 44 years old.
I don't discuss my age.
So you got Omar. So let's stop that.
I'm
Just
saying
I know,
I don't know the deepness.
You know enough. You know enough.
Right.
Hey, listen. So Omar Kelly.
All right,
I don't.
On. Let's wrap it up.
I mean,
you know something about that. I'm sure
I know something.
Come
but
on,
like,
dog. Yeah, you acting. Come on, man. You know something about that. You can't say you know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Let me back it up. I don't know what they're talking about right now.
We old school. What about just go on your IG yourself and say I'm sorry? Like he talking about you still trying to go viral.
I already apologized to him on Instagram.
Oh, you
He's
did?
not responding to me.
That's nice.
Yeah. I said I typed that. I typed out everything. So I didn't.
Anybody know who Steve Will Do It is? I'm gonna look him up.
Feel any type of way, but I apologized to him right away. A bunch of messages.
Dang.
Use this as
Steve Will Do It got
We all have had
almost 5 million subscribers.
Just learn from it. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying for your safety, for your business. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're aware of what's going on. That's all. And just use this
It's
as
interesting because I go on Steve's page.
For sure.
And
Stop it here, but I go on Steve talking about he's going to pretty much denounce Tekashi, but he still got his videos on here. He ain't take the videos down. He got a couple with Tekashi, man. They got 4.6 million views on one of them. Oof. And then he got a video, not friends on. That's not him. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna play DJ Academics when he was talking about setup.
Cross-functional work can be.
But Steve will do it. Better get security too, like Tekashi. You can't play with them gangs, man. You can't play with it, man. You better stay out of it. Let's see.
Yo, you just posted a video saying that I DM'd you, I messaged you, and I set you up. First off, if you have the DMs of me messaging you, I'll give you $1 million because that's cap. Second, you said you came and you had no idea 6ix9ine was even there. Cap, let's roll the footage. You walked into the lobby and I said, 6ix9ine's here. He's upstairs. Do you want to go upstairs? You went upstairs. And then finally, I didn't know any of this was happening. The people that called you to go film and the people
These young dudes is eating, man. What am I doing, man?
they called me to come film.
Steve will do it. This guy I never knew.
And that's what I came
Pause it for a second. This dude is 23 years old. I'm gonna see what this net worth is while he talking.
to do. I didn't know that there was going to be any of this disrespect shit. I didn't know that there was going to be a hoodie. I didn't know that there was going to be a bunch of people there. And, you know, I don't fuck with that. And I just want to say, don't blame me because you feel like you fucked up and you may have fucked up relationships. I wouldn't do it with 6ix9ine. I can't tell him about that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Here. Like
This little 23-year-old dude
I don't know if like
is worth $5 million.
I don't know, maybe you want to like squash the beef. He's a nice guy, honestly. You want to like trust it? Yeah, I want to trust it.
We didn't know we was meeting out here.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. We can.
Regardless, it's everything.
I said might as well.
To be seen standing off to the side, and basically when Steve approaches him, he says, yo, out of respect for Dirk, I don't want to do nothing with 6ix9ine. Eventually, clearly what happened, 6ix9ine and his homies walked near him and put a jacket on him and put their arm around him. Clearly a very uncomfortable situation. Now, I've told y'all and I've called this situation lame. 6ix9ine's my friend, but I don't like situations like that where you are targeting or preying upon people who really ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Okay, by the way, I get what some of y'all say. Well, yo, he shouldn't be dressing up like Dirk. I agree. You know, Dirk got enemies, and he should be very mindful that because you dress up like Dirk, you might get something coming at Dirk, but it's instead aimed at you. However, 6ix9ine, if he was a part of this, which by the way, he clearly was, he knew what he was doing. I just don't think that's dope. Again, what about if somebody booked 6ix9ine's girl for a fake show and then did something to her? Would he feel bad?
All right, I'm done with that. But anyway, you know, DJ Academics made a great point. He needs to watch this. He's not a gangster. And what if someone do that to his family, extort his family? You know, you got family members out here, and what if they run up on them? You don't want to start that, you know. So I hope that dude change, man. But in the talk of my day was about change. You gotta change, man. Like there's a lot of rappers since 1988 that was killed in the streets, you know, over this stuff. So I don't know. That's why it made me think he's working for feds, man. But I'm gonna change gears, man. Pray for these young dudes. What I want to talk about right now is the situation right here, man. Shout out to Deion Sanders. So I'm gonna keep the theme of what we're talking about is change, man. Um, change is change good, and Deion Sanders is trying to make a change with African American athletes. He took a change, and I like that, and I do want to talk about that because a lot of times I critique certain people and I critique certain certain people, and I'll just leave it as that. But I'll get a lot of criticism when they say, "Well, why are you talking about them? You're not doing anything, to change anything. What are you doing?" Well, I am trying to do something. I am trying to have a black. I don't want it to be black though, but I am black. But media. There's not enough media out there to have a different voice. So I am trying to do something. Um, I don't believe in doing something in a neighborhood trying to fix it because if we know from history, most people get killed in their neighborhood that try to make change. Like look at Nipsey Hussle. He's one of them. You should learn from it. You look at the young Dolph who tried. He was giving turkeys out the next day and get killed. Uh, and people just they get this jealousy in the neighborhood. The jealousy if you're doing better than people, different things like that. And also, what I want to discuss is like just one thing to make change in certain areas. But if you're looking at the global scope of everything, like when we talk about supremacy, when we're dealing with supremacy, um, there's a symptom and there's a overall change. There's symptoms like you can say, well, we need more schools. So we have a lot of athletes who are making schools. Like we right now we're highlighting we're highlighting um, what LeBron James is doing in Akron. And great thing, he's doing really good for people. He's getting people in education. But the question is, do you give somebody something or do you allow them to have resources to get it on their own? And is that not the same thing as get away from your pulling yourself up from your bootstraps? That's what I'm trying to say. Is that the same thing? Now that's the question I want to have because yes, you can get a free education right now. If you're poor, you can get a free education. There's so many people went to school for free. They have so many scholarships, different things like that. Um, so you can get to school, but the problem is not the education. To me, the problem is what happens after you get educated. You're going to, if we're looking at black issues, black things, then that means when you get a job, you have to go to a white man to get the job. So wouldn't it be smart to build your own community like how Andrew Carnegie did? I'm from Pittsburgh, so I know a lot about what he's done there. And what Andrew Carnegie did is he had the resources, he had the job, which was the steel mill, right? So if you worked in a steel mill, you're going to need a place to stay. So he owned the homes there, and then he had the markets. So granted, the money's going to stay there. The money's going to stay in the neighborhood because you're going to work at this place and then you're going to shop here and then you're going to need a place to stay. So the money is pretty much going back to him. But if it's a community, the money has to circulate, you know, um, 4 or 5 times before it should go out the neighborhood. Now, my question is for these wealthy millionaires, we need more jobs. So get them to school, like for Akron, for instance. LeBron is not thinking it through, and I'm not trying to get him to think it through. I'm not. I'm not trying to get LeBron to think it through. He's doing something for these people in his community. But here's the problem here. If there's no jobs in Akron, then all you're doing is you're promoting them to leave the neighborhood and take all the knowledge that they learned from the school, and then they're gonna go somewhere else, and they're not gonna bring it back to Akron. So you're just feeding the beast, if you will. Now, when it comes to this Deion Sanders, he's bringing light to this NFL. Well, my opinion is you have enough players that played outside the league. Why don't you guys put your money together, just the same way they got the XFL and the USFL, and start your own NFL league because they need black players. The NFL is going off of 70% of the NFL. I mean, of The NFL, 70% of the NFL is black. So you are starting a good thing. And one thing is also, it's hard to start something that can keep it going, especially when you start it later in life. Like when you look at Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson is technically starting the school. He's technically starting one. That's what he said he is. We're waiting to see it. We don't see it. You need more people. However, let's say he did start the school. He's what, maybe late 40s, early 50s. Who's going to carry this on? The next generation. Because most people don't have your vision. Most times when you have a company, when you die, the wife don't want nothing to do with it. The kids don't want nothing to do with it, and they sell it off, and then this franchise is not doing as well. So that's the question that I have in regards to this. What he's doing, he's going to black colleges. He's trying to get more people to come to black colleges, more athletes. So he's trying. I have to give it to him. Now, Deion Sanders made a list of HBCU players who should be drafted. Here's where he landed. Now, before the 2022 NFL draft begins, Jackson State football coach Deion Sanders made a list of 16 HBCU football prospects who he felt deserved to be drafted. Now, here's the problem with that, because we have to look at it. You need connections with these teams if you're trying to get them there. See, a lot of players are connected to somebody. I knew a guy who two NFL players. They were connected to Parcell. One was connected to Parcell. Another one was connected to Wisenhunt. So wherever they went, that's where they went. That's the way it is. It's not what you know; it's who you know. What you know will get you there. Who you know will get you there. What you know will keep determine how long you stay. Now, it was part of continued effort from the Professional Football Hall of Fame member of Spotlight of HBCU football and create more pathways to the NFL. Now, I think this is it, once people these athletes start seeing it, and you can get paid now, and he got the connections. He's going to change the landscape of football for the HBCUs. I do agree with that. If he can stay healthy and he has the push, he has the connections, to because what these football players care about is getting paid. It's about money. Where can my services be set? Where I can make the most money? And the NCAA sees it. That's why they're allowing people to get paid now, because people are challenging the status quo. Now, 4 HBC players were selected to the NFL draft this year, a positive sign after no HBC players were drafted in 2021. Now, Sanders had 2 of the 4 players on the list, which is very dope. That's very dope. So we're going to wonder, we're going to see if it's going to be jealousy, because if all his players are getting drafted, nobody else, there's going to be some hatred there. So the Southern offensive lineman Carter was drafted to Chicago Bears in South Carolina, and a defensive back was drafted to the Rams. Now, after the draft, several players, including Jackson State receiver Keith Corbin, he signed undrafted. Here's a look at where each of the players Sanders listed landed in the NFL. So, Florida State, one player, Antoine Courier, he was undrafted. Another player got invited to Buccaneers. One player from Norfolk State, he signed an undrafted free agent contract with Jacksonville. This right here, hopefully, I don't know how good these players are, but when you get signed like this, you're probably not going to make a team. Most of the time, you're not going to make a team if you're didn't make a team. So a lot of Florida A&M players, offensive line. He got invited to camp. That's the worst, trying to be a journeyman on one of these teams. But anyway, I digress. So I do like what Deion Sanders is doing. He's trying to do. He is making change. Last year, that's a big bonus because last year no one got invited to a camp. I mean, to the combines or anything. And this year, people are stepping up. So he is making change. It's pretty interesting to see. I wouldn't, as a athlete, go to one of these schools. I would already go something that is established. Like I would go to like a Big 10, Big 12 team or whatever the case may be. But I digress. What do y'all think about Deion Sanders putting his energy in, trying to blast the NFL for not drafting a lot of these players? Let me know, and I will see you again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. I appreciate everybody supporting the channel. You have a good day.